It's not too long after we just sank that last ship, but we have a report of a convoy to the north, and as you can see, I have not changed course because it is just too far out of the way. By the time we intercept it, it'll probably be up here. And we do need to keep fuel in mind. We have burned through a good amount of it just because I've been in pursuits and stuff, so I'm not going to chase it. And I hate doing that, but that's just the way it is. Things will never change. That's boring information, so disregard that. We're going to keep going. This is just served up on a silver platter for us. I've got to make an attack here. 7 knots. Oh, well. Deleted that. That's okay, though. So, let's see. They're heading 7 knots. Let's do some arithmetic. 13. So, we'll get there in 2 hours. Probably less than that. And 39 would be 3 hours here. Let's change that to here. No. Okay. Let's just catch up. Well, not catch up, intercept. I am a little bit tired, so I will misspeak. Wait, what? Ah, okay. Well, that's actually interesting because that's probably the same convoy. That just means that they're heading a little bit more westerly than due north. So there's the stutter. Stutter. Alright, and the game is chugging. It's chugging gigabytes. All night, shoe night. Okay. Now, wait a minute. No. Let's actually get rid of this. And do this. And then a little of that. And let's see where this will put us. I like it. I like it a lot. We're gonna go there. Get a little closer. And perchance we shall dive. Oh, right on time. There's the moon. Hello, moon. Hello, stars. Oh. Or good night, moon. Really. Because we're going under. We're going to sleep under the waves. And then we're going to wake up and shoot torpedoes at everybody. Where did you go? 291. I wonder if I can see you. I can see you. You're a destroyer. A destroyer of dreams. Put the scope down. Put the scope down. It's not for drinking. As much as your dumb friends may have told you that, it's just not really that good for you. Okay, so we're under. We should be hearing things. Other than the voices in our own head. Come on. Being very quiet because I need to hear them. Huh. Well, that's damn peculiar. Of course, somebody in my crew is peeling potatoes or something right now. Thank you. And they are actually quite far away. That's the wrong tool. Yeah, that's gonna take a wee bit before they get into range. And I will back off because it is a large convoy. I forgot about that whole being like 2 kilometers wide thing, so we need to give them some Lebensraum. Ha 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 ha. Quite the role reversal, isn't it? Are they? They're actually zigzagging, troublingly enough, which will make this somewhat interesting. And it may imply that we have been detected in some way, or they're just being cautious. If they're being cautious, that is just Very intelligent of them. What happened to you? Well, we didn't start the fire. There are tons of them out there. Oh my god, they have 2 destroyers on that flank. See large merchants. This is a huge convoy. I might get a little closer. Because they're actually gonna get close here in a minute. That thing has been hit by another U-boat. I'm fairly confident. These are kind of hard to make out, so I'm not really sure what all I'm looking at here. That looks like a large cargo, large merchant, some crappy smaller ships. I really would like to know what that is. It's very conspicuous is what it is. It's probably a distraction. There are also 2 destroyers to our port side though, and that is very disconcerting. Oh, that probably sounded like shit. Sorry, guys. Oops. Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna approach cautiously. This is a very large convoy, it looks like, but whether or not we can hit anything in it is a different matter. I am thinking they might... Well, here's also what we can do. Let's just lock on one of these. I've been trying to get this to work, and I'm told that it's supposed to work, but... No. I guess I can't do it from underwater, which makes sense. No. Okay, fine. I was basically just trying to send off a contact report to BDU, which was, in fact, actually, that was a feature of MEP, which I've disabled. So disregard all of that nonsense. We're going to wait until these guys get into range. Well, they're actually in range. We're just waiting for them to get into a good firing position for us. And I'm going to back up again. Just kind of going back and forth here. I'm prevaricating. Oh my. Yeah, so there's something dead ahead of us right now. Let's put the scope up. Let's see if we can get a better look at that one that's been hit. That is actually a small tanker. So it's not surprising that if it got hit, it would be in flames. It's a frigate, probably a Black Swan or some kind of crip. I hate you guys. I hate you guys so much. Okay, well, there's a large merchant that I like the look of. I keep shooting at large merchants. I really have it out for them, I guess, but that's pretty much it. Why don't we might move ahead again. I saw a large cargo I might want to take a shot at, too. That one there, I think. Let's get these ID'd. Is that it? No. Click, click, clickety, click, 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 click. Yep. There we go. Now, is that what that is? I think so. Yep. And we'll ID you too, sir. And anybody else? How about you? A lot of large merchants in this. It's kind of frustrating because it seems like the game gives you a lot more large merchants than would really appear in a convoy. But I don't know. You are so close. And we only have Type 2s loaded, so the range becomes an issue with that. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna sneak up a little bit closer. Whoops. hope that that frigate goes over the top of us. That's him there. I don't like that at all, actually. Oh, he's very close. Oh, God. Oh, God. We're getting 2 different ping signals. We have been found. I dilly-dallied for far too long. I think we can do this. Okay. I think I can hear him going over.
Null!
This is fun. I love dying. I wonder if I can see where those guys are. There's one right there. He's going to come right over the top of us. Turn into him. Yay! Certain doom. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. They are just they seem to be very wary, given the fact that they have a lot of frigates escorting them and that they have a damaged ship. Damaged ships can happen just because the game bugs out and makes a mistake with the pathing of a convoy, and sometimes it'll run into another ship. So that's kind of what I'm thinking happened. And so now I'm going to go to hit slow. And just keep on diving. I'm going to take us to 120. Alright. We are actively being hunted, so this is the fastest we can go, and we have depth charges. And that's pitch black, so let's just go to the command room and watch the magic happen. I love getting depth charged. It is in no way stressful. Well, based on... Oh, okay. Okay. You made your point. I'm scared of you. Hey, we didn't get hit, though. Delightful. Yay! That's fun. That's really just good, clean fun right there. Okay, well, we're gonna go to the west because I don't know what else to do really right now. Go west, young U-boat. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on diving. Oh man, this is fun. Any more attacks? They're gonna have to circle around again and make another attack here in a minute, but we might elude them. If this thing goes from, well, if it stops being orange, there we go. There's your depth charges. There's some depth charges for you right there. Why are you staring so intently at the map? You look like you're about to do something really crude to that little desk there, sir. I know it gets lonely out here, but come on, you can do better than this. I know those dials are reminiscent vaguely of nipples, but that is really reaching, sir. Oh, man. Well, that was a miss, that depth charge attack, just because if, well, we didn't get a window that popped up, so that's a good sign. Well, as you guys know, these depth charge attacks can take for freaking ever, so I'm going to stop recording this for the time being, unless we start getting murdered. I'll admit that I've gotten a little bit bored with this, so I'm actually watching how they attack, and it has revealed something that is worth mentioning to you guys. He actually might be done now, but I'll talk about it anyways, just in case. It used to be early in the war that the way that depth charges worked is that they had a little rack at the back of the boat where they just kind of threw them off, and, you know, they set a depth, which may or may not be where the actual charge would go off, because they weren't very reliable. And they just throw them off the back. And if you were cognizant of that as a U-boat captain, you'd be able to say, oh, well, they're just dumping them off the back of the boat. I'll steer to one side and I'll be fine. There were further developments, though, with depth charge technology where they had different mechanisms by which they would throw the charges off like that. That's what I'm talking about. And that makes it much harder for a U-boat captain to kind of avoid the charges. There was a specific type of technology called, and they actually did just dump some there too. They just took a deuce in the water. They also developed something called a hedgehog, which is pretty terrifying. It was basically a rack of kind of basically like rocket-propelled grenades, except much bigger. And it would launch like a dozen or so, all in a big ring around the stern of the boat or in the front if it wanted them to do that, I guess. If you wanted them to do that. And it would make it very difficult, even more difficult than just this, to avoid the charges. So we are seeing some developments. I think partially too, one of the reasons why they detected us is that their sonar is improving. So that's good news for us. But they're off target now. You can see where this guy is. If I hit F12, I'll go to where I am. He's blasting over there. He's way off. So going silent still is effective. It will become less and less effective though. So that's encouraging, right? Okay, so Captain Dipshit has given up. That wasn't really much of a depth charge attack as those things go. So I'm going to actually continue on towards... that always freaks me out when I see that. I'm going to continue on towards Freetown. A user by the name of Mike Rolf1 has reminded me of the fact that this water is actually even more shallow than it appears. This is, it's obviously marked shallow, but it is very shallow. So diving is really going to be impractical in this area. So I'm going to hang out in these kind of deeper troughs or whatever here, and wait until it's opportune to approach Freetown on the surface, if it ever is. I don't know how it's laid out. I don't know what its defenses are. I know that it has planes, which is going to be a lot of fun. So that's the plan for now. I'm going to try to avoid these shallows as much as possible and ignore the convoy because it's going north. It's not really in a position that's convenient for us to shoot at. Although, with that said, what is that? Interesting. Is that... What's going on here? I don't know if that's related to the convoy or if that's just an independent contact. Well, I'm going to go on the surface, so we can probably see them. Just see if those are of any interest. Maybe. It's a medium cargo. There was another contact on the map that I want to take a look at. It's probably a warship. I need to kind of maintain focus because, honestly, if this were an actual emergency, if this were an actual patrol where we were supposed to go to Freetown and reconnoiter and all that crap, we would want to avoid as much contact with the enemy as possible. We wouldn't want to be making these kinds of attacks because this would theoretically require some subterfuge. And attacking a convoy isn't exactly subtle. And I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. So anyway, I'm going to disregard that contact too. I'm actually going to just make for Freetown. Interruptions be damned. So, yeah, any convoys or any other contacts I get, I'm just going to disregard them because we're in the serious business zone, and we're going to be serious about our business. Yeah, I was afraid of this. I can't see it with the naked eye, which is encouraging. Buddy, get freaking down. Get down and boogie. It is really clear out, so it was really just a matter of time. Oh boy, we need to hurry and get under. Like now would be good. Wonder if he's making an attack. He probably is. If he isn't, he is a fool. Although I can't see our boat from where he is, so we're just going to act under the impression that he did see us. That's usually the reliable assumption. And we're just going to go to about there. And since he can't hear us, we don't really need to worry about our speed, but we will slow it down a bit. So, I mean, yeah, I could have busted out the flak gun, sure, but first of all, the flak gun is a really great place to send your crew if they want to die. Second of all, there's no reason to use the flak gun if you can just avoid the planes to begin with, which we managed to do. So, a little bit of a close call, but I'm expecting more of that, especially in light of the conditions. We did have some crummy weather closer to here, which I was hoping would hold, but it definitely hasn't. So I might kind of stall in here for a little bit and hope that the weather gets shitty again, but I don't know, we may have to just make the attack regardless. That's much better. I like this. This whole sunshine thing is bullshit. I'm only happy when it rains. So here we are. We're still in this lagoon. We're going to get to Freetown at about midnight based on the course I've plotted, which is perfect. But I guess the only downside to this is that visibility is kind of awful. In fact, let's just see specifically how bad it is. It's going to say visibility poor, right? Yeah. That's not really very good because we'll have to get really, really close to the harbor. I have all these lines drawn to see where we have to go to hit different points. And honestly, if we have these types of conditions, we're probably going to have to go in here, which is dangerous because, sure, it means that we'll be close to the harbor and to the patrol boats in the harbor, but it also means that there could be nets and mines all throughout here. I have no idea where they'll be, so that's going to be real fun to find out. So the weather is an asset and a liability. And it's also kind of a problem as we approach, because we're not going to be able to... other ships aren't going to be able to see us, of course, but we may just blunder into another ship. And that would be bad, too. So I've been doing dives periodically just to prevent that from happening, but we will definitely have to keep our weather eye open, as those sailors say. But don't ask me where your weather eye is. Go ask your mother. And actually, literally 10 seconds after I stopped recording there, we have this weather now, which is pretty much perfect. Bad waves. Visibility is better, but not great. Cloud, so that we don't have a lot of bright crap from the moon. Crap being light. So I think this is actually pretty favorable for us, but, the weather might be great, but it also means that we might get seen by things, so you take the good with the bad. Continue our approach.